In this video, we will be talking about how to choose an apartment. So first thing you're going to do is figure out what can you afford. So what you want to do is calculate what is the most amount of rent that you would be able to afford. Typically when it comes to rent, what you want to do is spend no more than 30% of your income on a monthly basis towards that. So let's say for the example here that you bring $4,000 a month. So we go 4,000 times 30%, which would be 0.3. And that would mean, and I'll write this in here so you can see it as well. At $4,000 you're bringing in per month, you would be able to afford $1,200. Now that you have your budget, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to highlight things you must have, like for your apartment, like you have to have these. It's non-negotiable. And then you have the green, which are things you can do without. So air conditioning. Let's say that you have to have that, so it's a yellow. Maybe a pool, don't need it, green, okay? You'll go through each of these items on this list right here. Highlight yellow, must have, green, can do without. And then anything extra you can put into here to indicate I really like to have this. Now, the next step you're going to do is you're going to find an apartment location within 10 miles of Minneapolis or St. Paul because that's where you currently work. So what you're going to do is you're going to start looking at online resources. I'm going to use apartments.com for this example to demonstrate what it would look like. So let's say that you wanted to stay in Woodbury and you hit search. And what it's going to provide for you is a list of apartments that are available within Woodbury. And as you can see here, it says 332 apartments available. And then what you'll start to do is you'll start to look and locate in these different sites, these different apartment complexes, places you like to go. And if you have a pet, a cat, all that stuff would tie into this too. So let's say, just for sake of example here, I really like this one, the City Walk at Woodbury. And so I'm going to click on it. And when I click on it, it's going to provide for me a list of all the apartments that are available in this apartment complex. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to scroll down to find one that I could afford. Now, looking at the prices here, my budget is $1,200. So it doesn't look like I'd be able to afford any of these. I'll click on one bedroom. And I think it'll, give me the same results. So $1,299 is kind of the minimum. So what I would need to do is go back and look for something cheaper. And there should be some settings to do so. But let's say that my budget is $1,400. I have no problem. Then from there, I would click on a unit. And then it's going to provide me all the information that I would need. It gives me a layout of what it looks like. It has all the features, the kitchen, living space, outdoor space. It has all the information that I need. So let's say I'm interested in that one. I put in the name of the complex, apartment complex, location, and include your price into here. So name of apartment complex, price, monthly price, and location. Then I move on to the second one, third one, so on and so forth. Once you have looked at 5 different apartments, you will make a decision. Which one do I want to pick? After you pick one, then to explain and highlight which one you picked. Was it an apartment? Were you able to find a home, a condo, a sublet, townhome? And then highlight in orange the amenities included, so that you can just kind of see what you're getting for your money. And then maybe an extra list. Maybe they have an in-house movie theater that you could watch. Then we would sign the lease. If we were together right now, I would have a lease document that we'd go through together. Basically, a lease document it's a contract saying that you will pay the rent, you will not damage the apartment, and it just has a bunch of lists of things that you can and cannot do. And then if we were still doing checks, you would, for this video at this time, you would go to your monthly expense report and change the new rent amount. So this just gives a good idea, a good visual of what it looks like when it comes to looking for an apartment. Just a side note, when you're looking for an apartment one day, anything that is broken within the apartment, you will say that this needs to be fixed if I decide to pick this apartment. Because if they say, yes, we'll fix it, let's sign the contract, you need to make sure it's fixed first. Because as soon as you sign, your negotiation leverage kind of goes down because you've already signed that you're going to be there. So make sure it's fixed prior to this. Now, the other option I'm going to offer for this, and I'll say this in class as well, you can't have roommates. So you can't afford that $12.99 apartment, get a roommate. This is how we're going to say how many roommates you can have. If it is a 1-bedroom, you can have 2 people for the apartment. Okay? Let's say you decide that, let me get this out of my face here, that you want to go 3 bedrooms, 6 people. Rent is going to drop dramatically because of this. You could always have bunk beds in there or something, or one person has an inflatable mattress or whatever. But generally 2 people for that is what you'll use as an example for this. So make a decision about apartment. What are you going to do? Are you going to go alone? You want your own space? Or would you rather have some roommates and bring down the price? It is up to you. Again, this video is designed to walk you through on how to choose an apartment.